I find that funny.
I appreciate it every time, though.
You're the
What
only
the
one that
fuck
gets
are you talking about? I don't really know.
it. Great. This is a Rolling Star. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another week of MML action here in Blood Bowl 2. And this is the Iron League / First Four play pool game between the Wood Elves, coached by ReznorRulesYou, called Stop Rolling Ones, versus the Chaos team, coached by Beers1313, the Magrita Misfits. We just had hilarity ensue. Well, not really, more like frustration. We did a whole half, the whole first half. Some craziness happened. The game was wild. We had some moments of hilarity in the booth. We had a whole bunch of good banner back and forth, and then somebody says in our Discord chat, "Hey, the broadcast isn't showing on just Twitch," and I'm like, "Why would it be on my Twitch? Rez is supposed to broadcast it," and then Rez is like, "I'm not broadcasting it," and then we're like, So here's what we're doing. The coaches have agreed to take a halftime break. We didn't want you guys to miss any of this action because some epic stuff happened. I have backed up the game to the initial kickoff, and I'm going to speed announce through it as Cabal Vision takes you back in time to what happened in this game. All right. And here we go. I'm going to just
Like
start.
we'd really end the game like that.
Yeah. So here we go. You're watching the beginning of the game now. Players setting up for the kickoff. And I'll just kind of talk you through it. So maybe Rez can relive the moments of what was going through his head at the time. Yeah, we can make this fun. Like when Beers jumps in, we can do the same thing. What the hell is going on here? Why isn't it's like not advancing? Come on. You can do it. Hell, Cabal Vision. So, this is weird. This is really, really weird. Alright, turn them on. Alright, okay, so I just said do something. Skip it ahead. Alright, so the team's setting up. SRO setting up on defense. And the Chaos team setting up. Magrita versus Stop Rolling Ones. SRO goes into this game at 1 win and 2 losses. Am I right?
I believe so.
Yep. And Magrita is their usual string of draws. Let me see. I'll pull up their BB2 League Manager since that's back up. I can't shout this site up enough. Shout out the site enough for Magrita. For Blood Bowl 2 fans. Don Eagle of the MML has set up a site where basically you get all kinds of stats on it. And the ball is kicked off. The fans were in full effect. I mean, what did you think about your fans this game? The kind of support they've lent to your team, Rez. Did they show up for you?
When I've got the leader and the fans come out and they give us a reroll, I feel like you got to be liberal with it.
Absolutely.
They gave it to you for a reason. They want to see something work that wasn't going to, so you gotta comply.
You gotta put on a show. So the Chaos team came out swinging. Armor was broken immediately on Sorndell, who stunned. He's a loner. And then Jofro, the Beastman, whose father is in the stands cheering against him like a real deadbeat dad. A real deadbeat dad. Starts off with a block, and then there's a left hook by Iridel, and a left hook on Iridel. I'm all over the place now, flustered because we lost that initial first half. But we're getting it back here. So Crayley Mantle was the one that knocked out a loner whose name we shall not speak again. And I was talking like that for a while. Everybody was thoroughly entertained.
You were trying to attribute it to the Chaos team. I said it was a little more Bretonian in tone for me, but
I feel like we're trying to catch lightning in a bottle again, Rez, and it's so hard. So Buttons, the son of a bitch, goes and imposes his big frame on these poor, unsuspecting beastmen who just want to run around, dodge, and pass the ball around and hand it off and do fun things.
That doesn't sound right to me.
But these nasty, aggressive wood elves want to run around and put bodies on people and punch people, and that's what just this poor Chaos team. All they want to do is just throw a ball. you know. And so the Wood Elves,
That doesn't sound like the chaos I know.
so the Wood Elves surrounding themselves, positioning themselves for their normal guerrilla warfare, and there you go. So initially, the first hit would have been a push, but Rez, toasting to his fans, says, "You gave us the reroll, we shall use the reroll." Knocks down the leader, does not knock him out, but a statement is made at that point, where basically under jail rules now, the Chaos must walk around holding Rez's Wood Elves' outturned pockets, signifying they have become their little bitches.
Also, it doesn't show it on the Cabal Vision, but both teams have wizards.
Yes.
3 wizards for this.
Yes. So Magician's Shop is in effect. You can see the shanty town over there. Oh, look at that. To the hit on buttons. Buttons knocked to the ground. The claw does not pierce the bark. You can see the shanty town set up over here. These wizards live in their little super deluxe trailers. They have garden gnomes in the garden.
Oh, Humphrey, if you think that's a lot of loaders, you should have seen last week I had 6.
And the Chaos team sets up not really a cage, but kind of like inviting the Wood Elves to come in and red dye them, because that's about as good as it's going to get. This takes real.
Lodge hand needs to be banned.
I do have to again shout out. There's the only 2 Chaos coaches that I know that so openly expose their ball carriers, or in this way, in a confident manner, is Shots and Beers. You have to operate a high level of skill. Oh, that nasty flip back roundhouse kick on Gishlo Tail, the guard who is knocked out of the match for the moment, at least from return of the iPet. Man. And
iPet's a hell of a ball player.
Yeah, he is. He is a vicious SOB as well. And then the team, inspired by that, takes another smack and lays down Stair Clap, the leader, and then they lay down Trish Rustless. And the Wood Elves are going to wrap around. Now, as the Wood Elves end their turn, they're bringing back. They've noticed that there's 3 loners sitting in the middle of the pitch, and the rest of their team, 4 loners if you count Eldro, the rest of the team on the kind of marooned on that right side. They got too caught up in kicking ass, and they find their regular players kind of out of position. So Chaos takes advantage of this, sets up a cage. He's setting up a cage, as you're watching right now, on the left side of the pitch. Ulo Tail GFIs to get there. The Chaos are really stretching the bounds of how their legs will travel. And again, like we talked about, right? A lot of Chaos, you have to, it's a high level of skill to not cage up, right? Against Wood Elves in this manner. But Beers says, you know what?
The smart thing about it is you have the right ball carrier. He has the strength 4 lodge hand, and basically at that point you dare the guy to come in and cage dive, because it's going to be almost impossible to make it not red dice.
Yep. And so Beers has, like, one of the things that surprised me here, like you'll see, is spoiler alert, Rez does make an attempt on this cage, and you'll see how he does it. And you'll see how he does it. But when he did it, I was thinking, oh wait, you can get it. No, you can't get it. And even when that happened, it's like Beers knew he had the perfect guy set up in the perfect place. So even if he's got a loose cage here, probably preparing, trying to keep away from this wizard, or in the event that the wizard strikes the ball carrier down, the ball falls somewhere around here. And this is the move I was talking about. Once Eldro was able to charm Ulo Tail, I said, maybe they can get a red die, but no, they can't. I mean, a 1 die, or a 2 die, because you got Dauntless here from Natural Loaders, but no assist is going to be possible because you had 2 guys set up with the guard in just the right places, and these other guys were too far out with the movement. So
strength 4 lodge hand shouldn't be allowed to have any teammates within 3 tiles of it.
The level of skill that with which Shots and Beers operate their Chaos is really, really impressive. So the opening block of turn 4 is Billy One-Eye Willie on Hazriel, and Then the Chaos started putting people on people. Ulo Tail takes a shot at Natural Odors, breaks armor, stuns him for the moment, and still in contact with Eldril. Did not like being charmed by Eldril. We were joking that Eldril made him gay for a turn with his prince-like stare, and he didn't like that. So then he still couldn't bring himself to hit him right away. He was too pretty. He didn't want to mess up the pretty face. And then this is where I was wondering, before that blitz, I was wondering if Beers is going to send his cage up farther into Wood Elf territory, but it looked like Beers is taking his time, trying to kind of draw this drive out so that Rez doesn't have a lot of time to retaliate.
That is, he gets 3 hits, 2 on good targets, all 3 break armor, but none of them leave the pitch.
Yep. And then this is where Rez used the wizard. There are some coaches that will like if you ever play against Umphrey will hold on to his wizard until the very end, and then sometimes even forget to use it because he the threat of it is more appealing to him than the actual use itself. Rez is one of those coaches that the second you give him the opportunity to even create a crease, he will use that wizard on you immediately, take the ball away from you and run downfield.
Except Dark Elves are slow. They can't capitalize as sexy as we can.
That's true. That's the problem, is that if you're not fast enough to capitalize on it. So, and then here you had it. The ball was loose. It fell kind of out of the tackle zones of these other players. Not that really matters to these Wood Elves. They ignore tackle zones. Fuckett runs up, grabs it, throws it downfield to Deaf Guy. Deaf Guy kind of out of the reach of a lot of these players. Kind of still within the reach of the GFI. And Beers is not going to mess around with that. One good bolt deserves another. Deaf Guy gets floored and stunned. We said he made an audible sound that...
gurgle, gurgle.
Yeah, a little gurgle, gurgle. I hit the ground. He was twitching like he got hit with a taser. He's resisting. Eldril gets knocked out as Ulo just really angry about being made gay for a turn. And then...
sad I couldn't lightning bolt that tree. I'm telling you, it was sad.
Remy runs up, puts a tail on the ball.
The real issue was that Eldril focused on somebody else, after the attraction was initially made, and he got jealous.
And then again, you have Buttons taking the brunt of the anger from a bunch of angry Chaos players, gets knocked to the ground, keeps shouting out that tickles. And then Jofro fails a GFI, but he did some extra wind sprints this week, and then he takes the GFI, he makes another GFI, fumbles the ball falls into the hands of his teammate, Remy Martin, who was watching the whole mess that Jofro was making of the situation, shaking his head, and then just reaches out and catches the ball effortlessly in the rain, no problem. Of course, Jofro's dad in the stands cheering when Jofro initially slipped and hit the ground, or slipped and was about to hit the ground, and then was disappointed when he regained his balance.
The question is his dad really in the stands, though? Usually, you'd think he'd be out there cheering for his, abomination death.
And then... we're back to this Natural Odors, who's just been like a playmaker, man, running up with the Dauntless attack. He actually had to re-roll the Dauntless roll. It didn't go through on the first time. Then he manages to land it. It's a POW, of course, frees the ball up. Remy Martin's laying on the ground thinking, what the hell? Who just hit me? And then Fuckett runs up, grabs the ball, launches it across the field as a punt. Crayley is sick of this mess. Natural Odors is going to take a nasty lowered shoulder block and get knocked out of the game, at least for the moment. And then he's going to come over, put a body on Greased Up Deaf Guy, which should keep Greased Up Deaf Guy tied up. He's marked up, so there's no way he's getting out of there, especially when Remy Martin runs up and puts a tail on him, too. And then you're going to have Trish Rustlust knock down Nameless Loner. These loners are eating it, though. Like, they're tough. They're eating these punches. They're not dying except the one. I got to say, SRO's loners seem to have a great survivability rate.
That's what happens when they know that they have a chance to actually make the team. We have a very proud history now of trying to hire loners who actually perform well enough to gain SPP, and we have seen the loner production increase.
And here's the thing. Here's the thing. First, there's double skulls. All right, the reroll is used on the double skulls, and then Jofro fails his GFI, and Jofro, without rerolls to reroll it, has to take the injury. He falls on his neck. His neck snaps. The stadium goes quiet. The apothecary runs out there, and he is able
rips
to
a chunk of his collarbone out and shoves it into his neck.
And his life is saved, but he is done.
I should have given him an
probably.
honorable death. I should have.
You should have just let him die here.
Who said his career's over though?
Yeah, you never know.
Did I not?
You never know. But we got Humphreys Humphrey is in the chat. He's in the section, and they're going nuts too. We also mentioned that that the deadbeat dad of the century, Josiah, the real Josiah Frost, is buying drinks for everybody in his section. Just, around for everyone, good sir. That's what they all sound like to me. And Greased Up Deaf Guy with the touchdown, a little flip around. SRO is now in the lead. But here's the mistake they made, ladies and gentlemen. They left a lot of time on the board for this Chaos team to lead the strike. Their passing attack in the rain. There's SRO is down a loner, now with only 10 men on the field as the other 2 men get up from their knockout. No problem.
Actually, it's still 11 because we have Eldril.
Oh, that's right. So still 11 on the field. Well, they're going to have their hands full trying to keep this nasty Chaos passing attack from just running downfield on them in the 2 turns that are left. So 4 guys back here. Oh, well, the offense hasn't set up yet. So SRO trying to figure out how to deal with this, puts the tree back. Buttons is kind of out of reach. Nah, not really out of reach of Claw, but he's just kind of sitting back, saying, "Come and get me, bitches." And the Chaos are going to set up.
Pin, you know?
Chaos setting up on these linos, who are all loners, as throws them to the fire. Throws them to the fire. And,
to the line you go.
You stop murdering my players, I wouldn't have so many loners.
I didn't murder anybody.
I don't know. You tried to murder Deaf Guy last time we played.
No, you did that on your own. Wait a minute. Whoa.
No, because I succeeded in
the ball is kicked off. Get ready for the
Let me dodge your dad.
Wait a minute.
No, and you killed yourself, and then you had to use your apple. And yeah,
no,
that was all on you.
You hit it.
No, that was on you.
So the
and
lightning,
then I hit him
the lightning Chaos passing attack is on hold for the moment because those nasty wily wood elves jump off sides. The ref doesn't call it, and they decide to go punch the poor unsuspecting Chaos warrior who's just standing around trying to be a good blocker and not really hurt anybody, but just get in the way, And now, all of a sudden, Buttons decides to not sit back. He's going to put his big imposing body, again, just bully these poor Chaos Warriors around. Not just cyber bully, he's going to real bully them. And then here comes that wily catcher, Natural Loaders, who's just right back from his knockout. And then Greased Up Deaf Guy runs downfield. GFI's to where he needs a GFI. Now watch how Rez stopped just short. He's got sure feet. Oh, he used it, though, for one of the GFIs. But he stopped short of the extra movement. Why, might you ask? Because he has a skill called dive and catch. And if that ball on the kickoff comes anywhere near his player in any of the surrounding squares, he can catch it as if he was standing in the square. Now, I think they've nerfed it. Cyanide's nerfed it with the latest patch so that if he's standing on the other side of this, he can't line his player up on the midfield line and then catch it over the midfield line. I think that's the change. But we just watched it operate. This is where dive and catch can be used as most efficient, where you don't have to GFI to get under the ball in a circumstance like this. It's not always useful, but when it is used, it's like one of those deals like Hail Mary, right? Where it's like you're not going to use it every game, but sometimes it will be the difference. And it does make a difference here, especially with GFIs literally killing people. The Chaos team still pissed off about the death, or the temporary death, but the permanent maiming of Jofro knocks Veggie Oil out of the game. And there goes the safe word for the Wood Elves, or the Wild.
Veggie only played a half a turn.
Jesus. Oh, you had him sitting on the sideline the entire. Wow, yeah. I was thinking to myself, I was like, I don't remember seeing him play.
Yep.
So Veggie out of the game, and that is like Rez was saying, his get out of jail free card normally. When everything's going
then
bad.
there's the misclick right there.
Oh, that
Oh,
hurt.
this was the misclick.
That hurt.
It hasn't happened yet. It's going to, but it's so Veguil being gone would normally be a concern, right? That's like Rez knows his natural one-turner can always make a difference. By the way, Ulo Tail knocked out of the game, badly hurt with a nasty swift sidekick from Return of the iPad, who's just killing people out, just wrecking people out there. Ulo Tail gone from the game. The apple's already been used, so no way to keep him in. And then you would think right here, this would be the failed dodge, and the ball falls right into Kettle One's hands. You're like, well, they can at least get it. I mean, they've got nobody in scoring position, but they can at least get it away from these Wood Elves. And then the double skulls happened, actually. That wasn't a misclick.
Yeah.
Oh, the misclick happened the turn before?
Misclick was
okay,
what happened already.
Oh, with the tree.
Against the tree. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what stopped him from getting to pull back a little more. He would have knocked
Right, open things up. I was getting safe, and then. Bleh.
Yeah, and if we want to talk about like butterfly effect, like had you been able to pull more guys back instead of with that misclick lock, you wouldn't have hit that tree again as the first roll. Actually, the dice would have been different completely because the sequence and how they were pulled would have gone. So, yeah, so it's wow.
Yeah, I double won the dodge, and then Beers double skulled his block.
It's crazy. Knuffle has got his hands all up in this game, and Greased Up Deaf Guy has got his feet all up in that end zone. It's 2-0, and no natural one-turner gone for Rez, but I don't think SRO's too worried about it. And there's the Orc cheerleaders led by their head cheerleader, Bjorkze.
Which we both enjoyed, or all three of us enjoyed.
Exactly. Especially Bjorkze.
How could you not?
Oh,
I got them too, man. I was like, yeah, I want them more. Yeah.
I mean, the dwarf ones are acceptable as well. I find them entertaining. But anybody who still has humans, I gotta question your life decisions. You know, it's so boring.
Well, they're just shaking their thing. They're doing their thing too. You can't bash them, right?
The Necromantics weren't going to fire their cheerleading squad. They've been with us since before Legendary Edition, and frankly, it's a coaching decision. I prefer the human women. I don't know. Maybe I'm a degenerate. But
well, see, no, the problem is
freak.
You can't have your players intermingling with them and getting distracted on the field. So, like, the elves aren't necessarily interested in Bjorkze.
True. True.
Here we go.
Oh, man. I get that, but what I do is I run through all the cheerleaders, and then my players never have a chance anyway. So that's how I do it. There's definitely a casting couch to join the Necromantics. There's a casting couch to join the Necromantics cheerleading squad. Hashtag me too. I am the Jeff Weiner of the. That's his name, right?
You get to presume Beers?
Yeah, so I'm better
I'm
looking.
good, bud. Yeah, go ahead. Do I have to, though? That was brutal.
So now we are live. That was a whole catch-up. You guys, we tried to recreate the action. It wasn't as amazing as seeing all that stuff happen firsthand.
No, it was take that, you stupid tree. Yeah, that's right. You take your fucking take that.
You guys missed
it with me.
So this is why Humphrey needs to come jump in his booth with me. He said,
"Piss on him. He's all cheering for my death and this next game bullshit. Piss on him."
He said skeleton cheerleaders would be hot, first of all, which is true, unabashedly.
Skeleton cheerleaders would be wicked.
And then he said, due to my recent comments about the casting couch and me comparing myself to Jeff Weiner, he says I should be working for the Diddlers.
Zing! Zing!
Well played, sir. Well played.
Slow golf clap for him. Slow golf clap.
Mortimer, do you approve? I do.
What was the Thundon comment you said earlier?
I just said that whole thing about when I started talking in that accent. I was like, that's how I imagine Thundon talks to himself in the mirror every morning. Looking good, Thundon. Well, thank you, good governor.
Here we go. Elves removing me.
Yeah. While we've been laughing and keeping ourselves
Come on, get out of here.
occupied here, the Wood Elves are kicking more ass.
Literally.
Oh, well,
take that.
Oh, look at that. Another set of double skulls? There's no way those could continue.
We're seeing a lot of skulls in this one.
I meant to make that joke earlier in the match. I go like, oh, there's a set of double skulls. Good thing we got those out of the way. Knowing there'd be like 3 more, at least. By halftime. All right. The Chaos are going to retaliate.
You're damn right we are. Guys, me and Bolt's enough for this jibber jabber.
Max Darth Moi. He sounds like a evil Jedi. Max Darth Moi.
I really wish I would have named him though.
Oh, he was just like, how did you come up on him? Was he you forgot to name him when you named him?
The Chaos Warriors are the only thing really left from the original Misfits.
Oh,
this
okay.
team, this was the first team I ever made when I joined the MML. First team ever made another.
Oh, so you didn't name him? You didn't name him?
No, I didn't name him. I only had, I think, 1 or 2 farm games in with him when I joined the league. So, yeah. These aren't the original Misfits. Some people know the original Misfits are from the tabletop many eons ago. And,
nice.
Yeah.
Rez, how many original players do you still have left? Isn't it Jeffrey still Deaf Guy?
Yep.
He was there from day 1, right?
No. Well, he's been in our whole time in Challenge League and Pro.
Oh, okay.
But I hired him a few
Wow.
games into the actual.
I bet. Oh, snap! While we've been concentrating on that again, violence happening on the field. iPet is hurt. That would have been a strength down, right?
Damn apple.
A strength down?
Yeah.
That could have been the end of the War Dancer's career, but his apothecary comes up and manages to make him just like new.
Game's bloody.
This game is bloody. I'm gonna say what I want to do.
Both ways, though. It's not like one side, because it's not like the whole the Chaos comes in and just massacres his 4 elves trying to survive by scoring touchdowns really fast and. Uh-oh.
I gotta eat that one. Oops, I didn't see that.
Yeah, see,
I forgot he was behind the Chaos Warrior.
Little mistakes like that.
Oops.
Are
that's
like,
really
the misclick, the dodge. Those are the things that, believe it or not, make the difference in between a tie and a win or a tie and a loss.
I'm pretty sure we don't have to worry about that. 2-0 Wood Elves with the ball.
That's still early. Still early.
I think we're golden.
You never know.
That's what Rez was thinking. I can hear it in my microphone, or my headset.
His apothecary's gone.
It's all good. 2-0. We're good.
I'm a little concerned now that I have you blitzing right up the middle and I have no war dancing.
Good. That's what you get for bringing the rain, man. That's what you get.
Was that was that accidental dodge at least at the end of your turn, or like had you moved everybody else?
I didn't see the lineman in front of my Chaos Warrior.
No, but I mean, like, was everybody else moved, or?
No, I still had Kettle left, but I wasn't really. I was gonna maybe move him up, but I had to say.
Yeah, for everybody that's watching my stream, I'm just gonna back it up.
I just wanted tail on it.
So you can, while they think. I'm like spoiled now because we watched that whole first half again on speed dial. You get to watch iPad.
How do you like this one, huh?
Really? Seriously?
So there's a dodge. So he only had one other player left.
Seriously?
Oh.
Wow.
Oh my God.
This is absolutely disgusting.
So it's in turn 10,
wow.
And they're loading up on this poor, unsuspecting Crilly Mantle, and they're gonna do. Is he blitzing with the ball carrier? This is the epitome. Fucking says fuck it. Comes in with a nasty backing and knocks Crilly Mantle out of the cage. This is just. Sometimes Rez does things that are like the equivalent of him actually giving you the middle finger.
Well, I just received the middle finger. Don't worry about that. It was loud and clear.
And Eldril uses his man love stare successfully on Carlo Kraken, who is taken with how pretty Eldril is, even for a male elf. And then the loner is dodging away, no problem.
Yeah, who cares about diving tackle?
Really?
Yikes. Yikes. With a loner, too. Nuffle hath decided.
You're not wrong.
I really would not be surprised to see loner touchdown this match. Journeyman touchdown.
I mean, if he does, I'll hire him.
Yeah.
I got the money to do it.
You sound like, what's the dude that's in charge of the WWE now? Vince McMahon, there you go.
I only hire the best loners. Ask anybody.
Yeah, well, I'm like, there's very few times when you actually, like, you watch a Chaos versus Wood Elf match and feel sorry for the Chaos team. Man, why are the Wood Elves picking on them like that? They should pick on somebody their own size.
He tried to break Ivan.
He did.
No, I didn't. You tried. You killed Jovro. Oh, wait,
I
no,
did not do that. You did that. The ground
Sure.
did that.
It's true.
This is true.
He was trying to run so fast to impress his father and plummeted.
So that's you're gonna pin it on us because we pressured him into overexerting himself.
No, I blame his dad. I blame his deadbeat dad.
Totally blame his dad. Why wouldn't you?
Good move.
I gotta blame his dad. Dad's disgusting.
Just terrible. Terrible.
Terrible.
Fucking seriously?
They're tired of Eldril.
There we go. There we go, lad.
That's like a frustration reroll.
Hey. Yeah, that was.
Yes,
Four of them. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just wrong.
Yeah.
No, it's just right.
I personally think for Chaos, 4 rerolls is kind of where you want to be. That's where you want to be. I don't think that's bloat.
Don't encourage him.
I really don't. You're gonna have to make
You know
a
what?
lot of
You know
rules.
what?
You
You know
can't
what?
reinforce this kind of behavior.
Deal with that. That's
Oh.
right. Dodge, boy.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we dodging now,
One
boy.
good dodge deserves another.
You dodging
Damn.
now, boy. Stupid tree. Take that.
Well, you don't know,
what are you gonna
though.
do now, Mr. Fluffy Pants?
Well, what you don't know is that in retaliation, that loner's loading up to knock out Remy Martin.
Oh,
The guard, he should have stayed where he was.
Yeah.
that's all right.
That's a
Remy always
mean-looking
goes out,
loner.
so it's okay. He's only good for a few turns.
Stop rolling ones is a bunch of thugs. That's all they want to do is fight.
Somebody's got to do something
more.
about these damn bashy Wood Elf teams just running around trying to hurt people's
Exactly.
feelings, you know?
I know,
Exactly.
right? They got no regard for anybody else's feelings but their own.
That's all they want to do is wreck other people's teams.
Just,
You-
it's
you'd
terrible.
think they were
you know?
some
This
Norse
isn't the way the
team
game should be
or-
played.
Some undead team, or sorry, necro team. Like, it's just brutal. I mean, not necro. I mean, hi, Jess.
No,
It's
it's
just
poor,
shameful.
poor necro teams. Just trying to survive. Can't even
I
afford
don't
a second
know.
wolf.
I'm just happy that I got Jess to admit that he completely forsook any game plan of an offense, to try to kill things. It's like, I know, I saw it.
Wait, who did I try to kill?
Okay, wait a minute.
No,
here.
just your overall game
Remember
plan
just-
for a while with the killer wolves.
Oh, yeah. When I had Sean, it was lead with
Yeah.
Sean. Sean picks the target,
Seriously?
gets it to the ground, piles on, and then the rest of the team runs around, make sure he doesn't get fouled.
Just get away from the damn tree.
Actually, or just move Cage to where Sean is. There you go. If the
how,
person Sean just hit is still alive, foul him. Because he was right on my cage, man, so I had to.
That you set up on top of.
Yeah, exactly. He's on my cage. He was a threat to my cage. It's like, stop resisting! Stop resisting! Uh-oh, Dauntless fails. So does he spend the money on...
I'll take that.
Oh,
hug it out, bro?
he's gonna red. Now he's not Gorilla Res, he's Red Dice Res. DJ Red Dice. I have called you that before, actually. Because you do this shit all the time. Successfully. The loader is now free, but fuck, it's already moved.
Well, who would fail a GFI? That's just bad coaching.
Exactly.
Seriously? Really?
Too soon, Rez. Too soon.
Dude, still fresh. Okay?
I mean, why would you roll ones when you could just not roll ones?
Yeah.
You know?
So many other numbers to roll on that 6-sided die. One, you can put 2 through 6. Amateur, noob.
Did we lose beers?
Yeah, we did. We lost a mid-laugh. That's how I could tell. He was like,
Right.
I was like, he either hung himself or... Come watch my streams for suicide jokes. It's not even Blood Bowl After Dark.
Blood Bowl
man.
on the weekend, you know, it's almost as forgivable.
As Blood Bowl After Dark, yeah, pretty much. Blood Bowl on the weekend is kind of like Blood Bowl After Dark. Even if it's on around the same time as like Saturday morning cartoons, you're still going to hear about the casting couch and all these fun things.
Dude, this has never happened before.
That's what he said to her.
Something like that. I'm back.
He was back. He said, "I'm back." Has the game at least paused?
Oh, so it's a 6-minute timer now. Okay, good. I was wondering, like,
he blue screen.
how tight that time constraint was.
You 6-minute timer though? Have you blue screen?
Yeah.
What do I got to do?
Did you blue screen?
I want to reconnect. There we go.
We're good again.
Okay, good.
I love that new timer thing. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Except for now I'm all whacked out and confused.
Jim says, it looks like elf shenanigans in full effect. This is some kind of shenanigans, alright. It's not your typical elf shenanigans. This is the elves deciding, like, yeah, we're just gonna beat you through attrition.
Okay.
Jamie, if Rez's players are like, listen, that's our ball. If you touch it, we're gonna hurt you. And every time they touch the ball, that's what they do. The elves come in, they hurt somebody, they take it back. I said it's my ball. You sit right there.
Still not as good as peak when we had Pine, the palming wood elf.
He was the what?
He was Blodge, Guard, Mighty Blow, piling on.
Jeez. That's nasty. He was a Lino?
Yeah.
Ooh, another set of double skulls! How many can they roll?
Apparently a lot.
Another hit on Greased Up Deaf Guy. I gotta say, Greased Up Deaf Guy has taken probably more hits in this one game than he's taken in like the last 3.
He gets beat up on a little bit, you know. He's been piled on more times than I can remember.
He just shakes it off.
Warlock work grease. Lose beers again.
Having a again.
Yeah.
Come on,
Where-
think it.
Blame
There we
Canada.
Whoever your
Yeah, I know, right?
heads,
Well,
heads.
we are having a storm right now, so
might be it then.
That'll
we'll
do
be
it.
clear up. I wanted to get the kids over and shit like that for a swim today. I'm excited. Oh, I have some beers with the people. Have some big fun, but no.
That should have been your gamer tag. Beers of the people. Or isn't that like there's a store called World of Beers? I think World of Beers. That sounds like a good Twitch show featuring beers. World of Beers.
Alright, fine. We'll blitz him then.
Eldro unable to use his man stare to charm.
Oh, yeah.
Jeez, they got
Big
all
money.
kinds of tricks. Doesn't matter that he's strength 4. They're gonna charm him. They can't sweet talk him. They'll beat his ass down. I tried to be nice, fool, but you made me act all
You
crazy
made us
on
do
you.
this.
Yeah,
I tried.
it's your fault.
I thought Knuckles had enough of me being hurt. Yeah, go hide behind your stupid tree. Stupid tree.
But it's a good tree, man. Long bomb.
That's not a long bomb.
No, he didn't make it.
Oh, inaccurate pass. He fumbles, slips out of his hands on the back on the load up. He was cocking back to make that throw, and it unexpectedly spilled out. And now this is a curious situation here. Loner go down, loner not hurt.
There we go.
And that's gonna fail miserably.
That helped a lot.
Oh, that does help a lot. Yeah, I was wondering if that's. I was thinking as he was doing that, I was like, that really something you want to do?
Yeah, he needed that to get that warrior free.
I need to tackle.
Yep. And now, back to...
Come on, Billy, do your thing. You love hurting
There
hell.
we go.
You suck, Billy. Do it again.
Oh, spends the reroll on what's more important than picking up the ball is hitting fucking. And damn, these Widows is taking punches like no problemo.
Oh, no.
Then he picks up the ball too with authority.
Oh, no.
The bad thing in doing it this way is that
Good
Magrita.
job,
Oh wow, Magrita was down they're down 2-0, and there's only 4 turns left. So it's like almost like it sucks. Like yeah, it's great you got the ball back. You might prevent the 3-0, but I mean that player was in scoring position. Billy One-Eye Willie. I feel like you almost.
Oh, Eldril.
Take that.
Eldril with the failed dodge.
So 2-1 final?
I'm guessing so. But hey, Billy did his thing. I'm happy.
Yeah.
Billy flying away, barring any crazy elf shenanigans, which never
He was
happened.
disconnecting before.
Yeah, right.
Before we get to the end.
We'll flip the screen so to see if the cat side out. He's like coming in and out.
Yeah, you got the timer on him.
You know what? Because I don't have to worry about
it just says waiting.
navigating per player, I can use Blood Bowl 2 cam. So diagonal, because the damn tree is so tall, it obscures players. Beers has left the party. Are you seeing a pause on your timer?
Yeah, there's no timer. It's just waiting for opponents still.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I do apologize.
No problem.
Oh, you're fine, man.
Canada net.
I'm back in the party, though.
Yeah.
Come on. Go, Kettle.
Right.
Run, Kettle.
If they can't even get
Go
their internet working right, how can you trust Canada for healthcare? Obama had it wrong. Run. Run.
Run, you baboon. Oh my god, now I'm even stuttering. Run.
There we go.
Oh, there we go. Alright, we got one moving.
I still don't see anyone moving. This is bullshit. Oh, there you go. So you're starting to see now.
Get Sturm way too excited.
You see Kettle run up, provide an assist.
Oh! Return to the favor!
Oh, snap! A loner dies.
Yeah. That's
Good. Perfect. Not really. Oh, he needs one more. Ah!
He needs one more so that he can get his the green lightsaber.
Getting tail, man.
Matched up more. Look at that. Now they want to hit. Now they want to hit.
Okay. Chaos Rally.
It's a little too late. It's disgusting. I just want to hurt Eldril. Is that okay if I try that?
I mean, he's just hanging out, trying to, you know, get some phone numbers.
Screw it. I hate him. Stupid hypno freak.
Wow.
That. Take a big stomp on your chest. That's what you get. That's what you get. Yeah.
Damn.
Wow. Vicious.
That's what you get. I feel better now. I'm okay.
Man,
A revenge trophy.
Out here fouling my players when the game is clearly so far in your favor.
No,
I mean,
Whoa. I didn't do it with 2 guys left on the pitch. I mean, did I say that out loud?
Who did that with you? I missed that joke.
Oh, no. I'm not going to bash. Remember, I drank 4 beers in this.
I bet you I can guess.
I bet you it would be pretty easy to guess.
No. So anyway, I see Natural Odors sees the carnage happening in the middle of the field all of a sudden. He says, I don't want no part of this, man. Runs over to the end zone.
Oh, come on. Go away.
I really wanted to reroll for the block.
That's what you get.
And
So now I don't have
Fundix
to eat the mighty
says,
blow at least.
I got time to even think about this.
I mean, technically, this game's not over yet. Especially if his KOs don't come back.
Did you not stand anybody up?
Don't encourage him.
It happened. Crazy things have happened.
You should quad skull block on buttons. That would be great.
I wish I had a claw piece. I totally would go after buttons right now, but I don't have a freaking claw.
Oh damn! The Wood Elves have systematically removed all of his claw pieces.
We did that subconsciously, you know? We just protect our tree man without even thinking about it.
I've had about enough of your stupid button thingy, dude.
And Humphrey Magoo, who has totally no interest in this, no self-interest, is encouraging beers to go for the tie. Buttons again taking another mighty blow punch, laughing it off.
Yeah, the only guy with claws is the one with the ball. Damn it, that backfired! You know what? I'm going to score because that's what we're going to do.
One-Eye Willie comes in, celebrating, tries to high-five somebody in the crowd and impales him instead.
Human cheerleaders.
I thought I had orcs! Oh, I know what happened. Never
them
mind.
Frequently.
Yeah,
like,
it does.
Yeah. Okay, we got 2 back.
And that hurts the Chaos chances of staging a comeback to return in the knockouts for the Widows. And SRO is going to receive yet another kickoff.
I think we've only taken 1 kickoff.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe it's just all the blitzes and like.
Yeah, let's not talk about it. You know, my
Which are
feelings are a
defense and
little
offense,
sensitive.
you know?
A little sensitive over here, guys. Come on.
The best offense is a good defense.
Stack it. I'm stupid. I didn't stack it. Okay.
Magrita. Again, I feel there's like an element of fatigue now. Here's everything, the roller coaster has been on this match. And I can attest, I've been there. Once they start getting away with all this crap, you're like, oh, I just want this to be over. You start quick clicking, and then you realize that, damn, I could have handled this a little differently. So you compound the mess that's already been made by like not trying to load the lineup when you clearly have the numbers on them and you only got 2 turns.
Oh, he's going to grab the ball, run to the back of his own end zone, and sit there. And then dodge everybody away.
That's not how we do things.
Well,
okay.
First of all, I wouldn't blame you if you did. But secondly, it's not like that gets them out of the clear. You know, like, well, now that you've chosen to do things this way, that could get them out of the clear.
Yeah.
But had you stacked the line, that doesn't get them out of the clear.
Yeah,
But I can understand how you would. I can understand how you would
Damn you,
want to
Elfans!
set up your players on defense to protect them with the way that these Wood Elves have been wrecking the rest of the team.
Ooh.
Oh,
That's a
Triple skull! And all of a sudden, we potentially have a game. Gishlo gets knocked out,
okay.
but
Shit.
the savvy veteran Beers knew he didn't have to stack the line. He just had to wait until the tree got a triple skull, and then loner fail. Are we going to see? I mean, we know Magrita are the kings of draws. They have more draws than like anybody. Started off the season 1-2-0, so 1 win, 2 draws, and no losses. This would be their undefeated. Actually, this would be their first loss if they lose. But now it's looking like they may be able to salvage it with their favorite thing to do: draw.
Stop encouraging him.
You? What?
So that move is okay. Okay.
Yeah, that kind of backfired what I planned. Shoot. Yeah, I screwed that up, didn't I? Yep, totally screwed that one up.
I just the decision to hit him unless without blitzing. Oh well, that's Forrest Mumps is down movement 5 anyway.
Yeah, I wouldn't have got there anyways, right?
No. I'll save my comments for after, but yeah, there's.
Let's do this first. Do this. Obviously, we're gonna hit.
You don't want to hug it out?
Hug time. Yeah, so that guy now is your last hope. 2 GFIs made.
Oh! That's okay. We're good. We're happy. We're good.
Okay, so.
Okay, I'm happy.
Alright, so there's a slim chance here. Saying there's a chance.
I got a chance.
Rez, there's a tackle zone on the ball.
Come on, I just spit my beer on my nose. Christ. Oh, right up my nose. Okay, I'm happy.
All right.
That's how when Rez was growing up. That's how his mom got him to eat food. Rez, there's a tackle zone on the food. He's like, Brussels sprouts. Tell me I can't have them. Damn, this guy with his dauntless is. Woo!
Oh, I should have pushed him backwards. He would have been out of range.
Yep. Now there's still somebody within scoring range, but unfortunately, that ball is difficult to get to.
Bye-bye.
Uh-oh! Prehensile tail is not enough to keep Greased Up Death Guy from running to the ball, grabbing it out of a tackle zone, no less. Saying, hey, you guys! And he is he out of range completely? This is going to be tough. I mean, there are going to have to be some crucial rolls made here. Oh, the loner's coming through to bolster. Oh, yeah. Makes it even worse of a roll.
Gotcha. No, don't succeed.
Oh, loner roll.
That guy might have a job.
Oh, snap.
That elf might have a job.
Hazarel? What's his name? Hazarel, yeah. He sounds like a little sub-demon to Loki. Like Hazarel.
Gotcha.
Ah, that guy
There you
sucks.
go. All right, well, really seems to be only one option for Beers here. And
Now, why am I doing all this? It doesn't matter, does it?
SVP?
Holy shit. Ugh.
Yeah.
5+.
Really? And then hope that that ball doesn't have to deviate, because then that'll make it worse. 5+ dodge to a 3+ dodge. At least he has a dodge skill. Oh wait, that's tackle on him. So into the blitz. Hope you dislodge the ball from a blodger. Hope that it drops in a position where you could, without going out of your way to the end zone, pick it up. The tree gets hit.
People roll 6s, right?
True.
The problem is I don't have an apple.
A lot of things have to go right here. Oh, well, then you shouldn't even try. If you don't have an apple, so you shouldn't even try. Don't even bother. Just give the game away. Come on, don't be a pussy. Go for the ball. Now,
Do it now!
blitz him. Do it. The crowd is screaming. Humphrey's saying, blitz him. He won't get hurt.
Oh.
Are you kidding me, though? Really?
Oh.
Yeah.
What the hell?
What? This game's gone. I would have died.
Oh, what the damn hell? That is Beers. I've never seen a Chaos coach do that.
I know.
More shots.
Stop it.
More
Stop.
shots is rolling over in his hangover right now.
I'm sorry. I couldn't.
Awful.
I couldn't chance it. I just couldn't. I lost Joe Fro today. I couldn't chance of me losing another guy, especially that ball carrier, right?
Yuck.
If it was anybody else, I would have done it. But with that ball carrier, I can't let him. You know what I
Stop
mean?
Rolling Ones is dead or loner got the MVP. Congratulations.
Oh, that's not helpful.
Oh, I hate not doing it, but
It's
I
still
had no
higher.
choice.
I have Beers. Yeah.
Dude, I'm sore. Come on, man.
What a way! I guess the motto for Magrita Misfits should be wins are only temporary, but players last forever.
But Ulo is forever.
Yeah.
Dude, he's
on a separate note, I appreciate you for going to block there on iPad at the end.
Yeah, I did notice that. You didn't take the block on the wordings. Yeah, you didn't take the block on me. He said for going, FORE going. Not for going on the block.
No. The game
was nice of you.
over.
Although
Rez played well, I wouldn't have got him down anyways. I had no tackle.
Yeah, so Beers took a page out of the Tripperous playbook there and decided not to hit a player when he didn't have to.
Yeah,
so,
right. It was right out of his playbook, right?
Yep,
Turn 16. No,
exactly.
Could have fouled the tree, but I decided not. I just kind of. I decided, I'm not going to dodge and kill myself. I'm not going to hit the only war dancer. Harry's going to be mad at me though. I didn't try to kill.
Yeah, Harry's going to be very upset.
But I did hurt him first. You had to use your.
Yeah, you almost broke him.
Yeah, I almost broke him, but so that was good enough for me. I'll take it. I knew this was going to be.
He'll at least get a little tickle out of that,
He's going to remember it. Going forward in 2 seasons, 3 seasons, he'll remember that.
It's been a fun game to watch, guys. As always, I mean, it was up until Beers rolled over at the end and said,
"Oh,
there you
what?
go."
That's it. I'm going for those hopeless necro chumps. Next time I play them, I'm not even going to stop.
Oh no, yeah, because I was expecting mercy from you anyway.
I did give mercy.
You did kind of last time when you had me that 2 games ago when we played and you just demolished my team. You did lay off a little bit at the end. You took your foot off the gas.
Yes, I totally did. That's why, you know what I mean? It's like Shots and I and Shaky and Whiskey and who else is playing? Badger and Stolzy doesn't matter because he can't decide if he's ever going to go Chaos. But you know what I mean? We're not out to do what people have the persona of Chaos, the claw palm, the destroy teams, the raw. No. But fun. Actually, to be funny, Jim was messaging me today about chaos information. So yeah, that tells you that
Gross.
chaos can be fun.
Gross.
And so we're not out to destroy teams. We're out to represent. You know, let's have some
My
fun.
biggest problem with chaos is AB9 is a lie.
I tried to.
AB7's a motherfucking lie. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's why I play it.
I tried to play Fun Chaos and the Sea Ladder, and it didn't quite work out for me.
The Sea Ladder's a bit of a
It's a totally different animal.
Yeah. I made it to the semis with the first season, and that had like what people were calling like Elf Chaos, and then I ran into Orzo's Orc team, rather, who's just like loaded with Mighty Blow and Dirty Player and all that shit. So it's like maybe I should have loaded up with.
Misfits have never had a dirty player. Never had a dirty player.
Really? I don't know. It's like
SRO.
Calcium Kaz says that. Calcium Kaz says that you can't if you're gonna play Chaos, be Chaos. He's like, don't come with any of this Diet Coke Chaos. Okay, nobody wants to see that. We're loaded up with Mighty Blow, Claw, and Dirty Player. That's a Chaos team.
In theory, you know what I mean. For an open ladder, he's right with an open ladder. But the thing is there's more to Chaos than just Claw Palm, Dirty Player.
No, absolutely.
And just ram it down your... Because, look at last week. I broke 5 armor last week against Stu in his high elves. 5, maybe 6. You know what I mean? These games happen. And if you don't have a team built around not being able to break armor, like we saw in the first half, you know what I mean? You're going to get slaughtered.
That's true.
Like 2-0 at the end of the first, it could have easily been 5-0 if my team was based around Claw Palm or Dirty Player. You know, removals. Because we all know dice go cold. This is a dice game. So if you build your team around it, you're just going to get slaughtered if it doesn't go your way.
You know, but here's what I'll say is the counter to that. This is my only thinking, and this is, again, as a frequent Chaos coach that's been outgunned when I try, because I normally don't build kill. I don't think I've actually ever built a straight up kill Chaos team. Maybe the first one I ever played, but I like to do I had a dude that was built with I put pass block on him, and I put the long legs, so then and then leap. So this guy was optimally so he had leap, pass block, and the long leg, so he was good at interceptions and leaping and stuff like that. But I couldn't get, I wasn't able to get him to level 6 because I kept running into your issue is going to be when you run into this to Humphrey's team, the Diddlers, and then they're loaded up with strength and Mighty Blow, and they're kicking the shit out of you because you only got armor 8. And then all of your cool guys with all those cool skills just got outpunched by an elf team who can also out-agi you. You know, so I don't know.
The thing is with Humphrey's team now, with the Misfits, is the Misfits and the Diddlers have always played strongly against each other. It's never been... I know how... We both know how Humphrey plays. We both know how he plays. He's up in your face, and then when he needs to rely on his AG, he can. The difference with the Misfits versus the Necromantics is we have the built skills in there, as well as the boosted strengths. He can't hold strength.
Yeah, the strength is
strength 5 Thorn.
And the horns is a huge. The horns on so many players is a huge deal. It lets you blitz your way out of a bad situation.
So Thorn going in strength 5. Now I look at Carly Mantle, who he was cheering for to get hurt because he knows is right now all I need is one piece. If he leaves Thorn open, Carly Mantle is wide open for a 2-die hit because all I need is one piece just to move up to mark, and Carly's going in strength 5, not strength 4, strength 5, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is with Tail, with the other pieces that come with the mutations make Chaos fun, and I've been saying it for ever. Just to walk back, my comments aren't you and Shots have floated. I think because as much as you say I'm not that killy, you do have a base number of kill pieces to make your team scary. You do have to have that.
You guys have that, and you've walked a fine line where you have enough people that are a threat that You know, because this is what I've noticed is like you got it. Like I used to say, like with my Chaos Warriors, I don't want to put Mighty Blow on the Chaos Warrior. Those guys, those are the guys I want. Everybody have guard and all the stand firm control stuff. But then the problem is they get marked up. Everybody feels totally comfortable running up on them and marking them up. So you need the Mighty Blow and the Claw because you don't want them. You don't want people. You don't want people marking them. You know, out of you want them to be afraid to do that. So
Yeah,
I don't
not
know.
necessarily the claw, but the mighty blow you need, because if you get that chance to remove that piece just as a KO, or you know what I mean,
Right.
it frees that guy back up again. Oh, shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? The claw, you don't necessarily need claw on a KS1. It's helpful because of their strength 4. Like it is helpful, but when you have stand firm, you have tail, you have other pieces that you could add to them. You don't really necessarily need the claw.
Yeah, not for everybody. Like, so you guys
right?
have done a great job of bridging the gap. Where like I look at your team, and I think, you know what, like this is a team I have to worry about wrecking my guys, but at the same time, they also make it very difficult to maneuver around. And so that's like both you and Shots have really hit that middle ground really, really well.
Well, the thing is what Shots and I have realized. Like I've been playing Blood Bowl on tabletop and on this for forever. Like it's almost been 20 years since I've been playing it. The thing is with Chaos, you're slow, and you're limited. So when you go up against a fast Wood Elf team with their AG, with their movement, if you don't have, like, you have to give yourself a chance. So you add tail, you add the claws was absolutely pointless in this game except for against the tree. Right. Mighty Blow is a different story.
Right.
But you add in those fun pieces, and it kind of counterbalances the AG and the movement.
Yeah, unless you're SRO, you just
right,
like the tail never makes a difference.
Yeah, who gives a shit? Except for when you try to kill
Well, it may. I always say the biggest thing with diving tackle and tail, as opposed to tentacles, I will roll tentacles at the beginning of my turn because it's still regular dodge. Tail, especially on a loner, you turn it from a 2+ into a 3+ in particular with tackle on it, and all of a sudden that drops halfway down in my turn order.
Yeah.
Well, that's it, and you can't. You have to use a reroll versus tail, whereas tentacles, you're like, okay, fine, I just stand still, whatever.
Yeah, which isn't good
the
either. Don't get me
tail,
wrong.
that's
but,
a -3 to dodge.
Yeah, the way I look at it, attacking it from the elf view, is safe moves are more important than anything else. Like.
Exactly. But that's where you have to get into the elves' heads. Because elves are going to do elf things. There's no way around it. Elves are going to do elf. They're going to roll dice. They're going to do their thing. We're going to dodge. We're going to pass. We're going to do stupid shit because we're elves. That's what we do.
I think it'd be beautiful.
We have to, right? You have to. Like, look at perfect examples, Jim. If you watch Jim's games and he's dropped a whole whack of his numbers, he'll still run in there and try to get into that cage. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm going to put pressure on it because
swings for the fences every turn, and then he's like, one of them will hit. One of them will hit. Just cold call.
And if that ball bounces, another guy comes in, scoops the ball, runs down, boop, throws it, boom, see you later.
Yeah.
We win.
Always keep a guy within scoring range, so flip it out, get it away.
Most teams in pro in particular are not going to play against you with a standard column defense for very long because most of the teams are high enough TV that there's too many pieces to mark you up. There's too much mighty blow. There's too much everything. So, whereas
there's too many things to change the aspects.
Yeah, at 1400, I'll wait till turn 7, turn 8 to attack. In pro, I'll attack turn 1 if I have to, because I know that I'm going to lose players, unless Knuckle really loves me like he did in the first half today.
you got to apply the pressure to a degree.
Yeah. I mean, you can't go nuts, completely just ape shit insane, but...
No.
Rez, let me ask you this. Watching this game was completely different. Like, when I watched you versus... I watched Stop Rolling Ones go against the Bill Cowher Power Hour, the other Chaos team, just built similar to this one. I saw like a helpless team. Stop Rolling Ones looked helpless. Like it was like BCPH was built to stop them, and there was nothing they could do. I even heard it in your voice during the coach's chat. You're like, I guess I'll try this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what was different?
I didn't have iPad, so I had no War Dancer.
Okay.
So
you were playing with no War Dancer.
Yeah,
that's the answer.
No War Dancer last week, and plus I think Shots injured like 2 loners right off the bat.
Yeah.
So I went down. Beers didn't get any freaking removals early on. And I started getting removals. Like, you're playing down in numbers against Wood Elves. And then you get the Blitz. Like, Nuffle was much...
Huge.
Yeah, Nuffle was very generous to me this week.
The lightning bolt was the game changer in this. I was very secure until that lightning bolt broke my armor. The ball popped the wrong way. If it would have popped the other way, I would have been fine.
No, it would have been in one tackle zone. There's no way.
I didn't end up, I don't think, getting the ball free. I think I skulled on that or something. When I actually blitzed the ball carrier, but opening it up with Eldril, like both inducements came up huge because that was at least pressure. That was, okay, you can't feel safe here unless you actually get these blocks and get the removals, and you weren't getting the removals, so.
Yeah. The double skulls with the failed GFI was a huge deal. That could have swung the game different.
Yeah. I think the long and short of it was I got the right rolls at the right time and didn't start losing players until second half.
Yeah. So I guess that reinforces what I've said before, but like the only way you're beating Wood Elves or Skaven is to go up in numbers on them decidedly early. If it's halftime and they've got the same numbers, you're screwed.
Well, and that's we like to give Trip grief. That is a way to play it, but the thing is, I feel like there's a line. Like you need to get a lot of them off. Once you get a 3-4 player advantage, though, that's when you have to start evaluating. That's when you have to pump the brakes a little bit and say, okay, who's left that is actually dangerous to me?
Yeah, you have
and
to
then
focus.
Play around that. Yeah,
you have to play like a Wood Elf.
Stay murder the whole time. Yeah, you stay murder the whole time, and you get burned by something silly, a block going wrong, and all of a sudden there's a gap where there shouldn't be. You know.
And that's it. Like, as the Wood Elf coach, you focus on the pieces that can hurt you in the end, right? So if there's a guy out there with tackle who I know I can get 2 dice on, you take that shot. But if it's a loner, well, maybe I'll come down here and I'll do this hit instead. You know what I mean? When you're playing against Wood Elves and you go 3-4 players up, you have to stay in that mindset. Whereas, okay, I can still punch loners all day long. Well, let me blitz the loner. Well, why would you blitz loner when you can go after his last war dancer?
Or put pressure by going around the crappy screen, the diminished screen. Then you go around it a little bit, and you either make the elf go after that guy or run away even more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the great thing about this game is there's never a dull moment in it. Like, yeah, guys get diced for 16 turns. Let's be honest. Guys just have the worst luck in a game. Everybody's had it. But there's never a point where you always have to stay on your toes in this game. It's a mental game. You have to position right. You have to put the right pieces. You have to attack the right pieces. You have to defend the right pieces. You have to build the right pieces. Right? It's ever changing, and that's why it's such a great game. Right?
Yeah, and that's the other thing is I tell people this, like, especially like people that have conceded or whatever, out of frustration. Like, look, like, there will be moments where the whole game is going shitty, but like they'll open up where you can change the tide if you act. But if you can compound the dice by then making horrible decisions or desperate decisions just because you just want it to be over and you think it's over. You know what I mean? Like that's
run right into his insane line. Just, you know what, fuck it, everybody go, well, let's just hit, and you're not helping yourself. You're not giving yourselves those outs.
Yeah. So
you know, as a chaos team, why, if you're getting, you're getting nuffled, as we say, why keep going to market? Why not pull back? Let the dice kind of swing your way. Give it a chance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas,
you see it a lot. It will rebound. There is a return to the mean I mean, look at the second half there. Like you were down 2-0 with me receiving the ball, and still ended up making a game out of
it. Yeah. Because the attrition did actually start to set in. You look at that. He actually got 4 injuries on him.
He should have had those removals by that point in the game, and they just all came at once.
Yeah. So,
that's how this game is.
Stop rolling ones. 43% ball possession. That's like in elf terms. That's like 93.
That usually means
elf conversion
that usually
rate.
Translates to losing.
Unless you're like high elves, that you sit the thrower back and just like let your guys run around for an entire half, and then launch it for 13 squares for the touchdown, while the other guy pulls his hair out. But
I mean, not everyone else plays it the same, but I know we're gonna die if we stall. I've watched it happen over and over. Every time I try to tell myself we can stall, somebody dies. So we just score. We just
And
walk
it
in.
makes sense because it reapplies the pressure back.
that's
Okay,
funny you
we
say
scored
that,
once,
Rez.
2-0. Guess what?
It's like funny,
Let's
not
go.
funny, but you know, it's just I guess it's poetic that it's like enough time had passed since Terry died that you were like, I'm gonna try
Yep.
stalling again, and then Knuckle was like,
Yep.
remember what happens, and then took
That's
away.
exactly what happened. That is exactly what happened. You see, what had happened was.
Oh well, this
I
is
don't even
really
want
fun to
go over to my
call
team and look.
Yeah.
all the shenanigans.
Humphrey, you're so lucky, you bastard.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
tail,
I'm just gonna throw this out there
uh,
that your
possible.
team value going down means the possible introduction of a chaos chainsaw next week.
No, I'll probably buy a minnow. I might buy a minnow.
Either one's not going to be fun for him. So
I might just buy a damn minnow.
careful what you cheer for.
Just to
Slap
piss,
some claws,
just to
some
piss
tackle
shots
on
off.
that baby. Can you put doubles on a? No, you can't put doubles on the Merc, can you?
Doubles on a merc. I don't know.
What do you mean?
I've never done that.
skill?
Like
Skill.
yeah, you can take skills now for mercenaries.
One.
I've never taken a mercenary.
I can't remember.
I almost
know
did it
I did
last
it
week.
against Joe for last season.
No, I did. I did it against shots last week. I actually induced a tackle war dancer.
Oh, there you go. Wait, no,
Yeah.
that's not
Well,
doubles.
tackle's regular.
That's not
Yeah.
doubles.
Well, that's,
You need
yeah,
Mighty Blow.
I did the Merc, and I remember you can't do doubles because I totally would have done Mighty Blow if I could have.
Oh, okay.
That kind of makes sense, though.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, you could come up with some crazy things, inducement-wise, if you could throw a double on.
Yeah, because then I would just always get a mercenary minnow with block.
Yeah, yeah. I was thinking, Tree Man would jump up.
Yeah, there you go.
Really jump up on a fucking... Really?
Yeah, it's 100% stand-up, man. Actually, if he is on the ground, that means he then gets to move 2 squares, as long as he doesn't root.
Yeah, move. Well, I think you take movement over jump up if you get the chance, right? Or no?
I like the movement up better usually, but jump up has several applications that would be better, like in a situation that won't come up as often, you know?
And plus, the Agi 1 on the tree makes it 67% stand up.
50. Well,
50?
to do a block from jump up, it's 50. But the base thing with jump up is it removes the movement cost to stand up, which is 3.
Right.
Which is why the tree has to roll to stand. So then he could just stand up and move 2 squares.
So then maybe jump up is actually better.
Yes.
Movement 3 lets you cover more ground, though.
True. But once you root, it doesn't matter anyway.
Yeah, this is very true.
So I don't know.
Once he goes down, isn't the root removed?
Yes.
Yeah, you get knocked down and root goes away.
I gotta remember that.
That's what I'm saying. Like the movement versus jump up, it's just kind of maybe preference at this point. There may be no clear-cut answer.
I think whichever one you get a chance to get, you
just
take
be
first.
careful. I mean, I guess in the event that you get 2 5s on that roll, what do you do? What does Rez do?
Takes jump up. He's greedy.
Troy takes jump up just because I like to seem like I'm smarter than every other coach.
Wait. You know what Rez does? Is he's already rolled the movement up already with skill before. So then he's like, well, I wonder what I take. I take jump up, shocking. Or he does what he does in Blitz and just takes movement 4. Who the hell's got a movement 4 tree in Blood
You have a movement 4 tree?
Just
my Blitz team, they had a movement 3 tree and a pro tree. Now they have a movement 3 pro tree and a movement 4 tree.
It's disgusting. Disgusting.
Spears did the dice rolls for me.
I know. Shut up. He hacked my dice from Pennsylvania to London, Ontario. It's disgusting.
He also rolled a strength up on my goblin who already had movement and AG up.
Wow.
Shoot me now. And then I roll Sturm next, and I rolled 2 strength ups for him. This is brutal. Brutal.
That's crazy. So you, I won't even get into that. But damn, you guys are doing manual rolls for your skill ups on Blitz.
There's an off-season bonus basically for retaining your player, and if
yeah, because we don't have the market. We don't have a transfer market, so we have to. It's the only way we can do it.
That's
and
really
players
cool.
get
You guys.
because they're customized and they get put at the minimum SPP for the level when you remake them. You're losing some SPP at the end of the season. So if they're close, then they get a little bump.
That's
we
like
have a chart.
I almost feel like you guys should present what you do in Blitz to Cyanide, so they might be able to just program it in the game. Because like it's so
Just
cool.
Batman.
I think he has, and I think Mythos or whatever, he's seen it. The problem is you got to go to the forums, right? But they don't. I don't think they want to open up a market for mixed teams.
For what? For mixed teams?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't use the transfer market with them.
Oh, they don't want to open up the transfer market for the mixed teams? Why not?
I don't think so. No, I don't know.
It might be easy to glitch or something on PC.
Glitch,
I don't know.
Possibly.
I don't know.
That's the thing is we just ended season 1 and we're gonna start season 2 hopefully Monday if everything goes to plan. We had to remake all our teams.
You had to what?
We couldn't continue with them like we do in this season.
Oh, okay, right. Oh, yeah, you had to recreate them. I saw that. You guys had to like actually, yeah. That's so you got. This is like back in the day when fantasy football was first being played or fantasy baseball, and it wasn't like on a computer. It was like guys like mailing each other the scores from like the newspaper and calculating them by hand and saying this is what. Yeah, that's. Like it's awesome. It's awesome that like it's getting done. Like 'cause the ideas you guys have are awesome. Just I wish it was easier in the game to accommodate the things that you want to do. But it's like you guys are like, no, this is gonna happen. We're doing some cool shit, and we're not gonna let something like stupid game code stop us from doing what we want to do.
That's exactly what we've been doing.
That's great. So it looks like Beers, you had nobody level, right? Are you still 1970 TV?
I'm 1970, yep.
Jesus.
Because I got 12 guys, right? So now I'm down to 11, and Joe Fro's out, and Joe Fro, I don't know what I'm gonna do with him. I don't know if I'm gonna retire him or just keep him around as a nuisance for the season.
I keep forgetting
season 13, I can't retire him. Right?
How bloated Chaos. Well, not really bloat because like every one of those is useful, but I keep forgetting how they balloon in TV really high by the time they are.
Oh, it's insane how quick they can grow, especially with 3 strength ups.
Yeah. It's like I'm looking at the team, it's like all these skills sitting around, like even with block and stuff. Like even just putting block on every player already puts your team up on like at like 1600 or something like that, right?
Yeah, around there, yeah.
Something like that. So it's crazy. So
well,
yeah, you still have
are $100,000 a piece, right? So.
Yeah. I'm like if I'm like Humphrey was like celebrating one of your players being gone, I'm like I still look at the rest of the team. It's not like you're out of the woods. He still has. He's terrified of the Claw Mighty Blow, and you have 3 Claw Mighty Blows. So we were talking about, this is an Achilles Chaos team. I guess not, in terms of like it could be worse, but you have 3 legitimate killers on this team.
Yeah, this is the first time the Misfits have ever had 3 Claw Palm or 3 Claw players, not Palm, because we absolutely hate
Claw
Pylon.
Mighty Blow.
You
hate
never
Pylon?
take Pylon.
Oh,
I don't like putting a guy down for free. You put him down, it's a tackle zone that's gone. I'd rather just, take it. I didn't break his armor, fine. Down he goes. Now deal with me standing right there.
It makes you mentioned Kaz's approach to chaos, and I will never forget a game I played against the Skaven who ended up winning the championship that season, and I beat him like 3-0 or some 4-0, something like that in the final game I played because he just kept palming. And I'm like, I have an AG5 2-headed rat, right? Like,
you can't.
Yeah.
At some point,
he just laid all over the ground, and I just walked right up the fucking field and kept taking the ball.
Yeah, but his approach is like the chaos strength is in. I mean, he's taking the approach that Trip is taking. It's our strength is remove your players.
Trip say? Wait a minute. He said, "I will murder all chaos."
Yeah, he's throwing the gauntlet down.
His team has done that over the seasons.
Have they?
His team has murdered chaos.
Really?
He absolutely destroyed me 3 seasons ago. Destroyed me.
Yeah, your team was different then, though.
Ripped me apart.
Your team was different back then.
Big this, but you add a chainsaw to things and it changes it, right?
Yeah.
He didn't have to deal with the power hour either, so which I think they're playing tomorrow.
They're playing.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they're playing tomorrow. So I'm really looking forward to that game. That is going to be.
I am too, because his damn Norse are playing like they have AV12.
They are.
I'm not gonna lie to you. His team's been very lucky over the course of their stretch.
Yeah.
Because we all remember Chase. Chase had a really, well, just before I started in the MML, he had a really good stretch with his Norse, and then it just got depleted. And then
I will
eventually
say, Chase's Norse rather were not really murder Norse though.
they
Trip
weren't
is
like
the most
this. No way.
killy.
No.
Yeah, this is the most killy like Norse I've ever seen, probably.
Yeah, look at Doom. Doom is playing Norse. And,
I beg to call back to Impla and freaking Kami's team.
But that was a couple. That was like Kami's team was only a couple of players though that were just doing a shitload of damage. You know what I mean? Like
that was the
get
build.
lucky.
You know, it was.
Yeah.
It was we're going.
But what I'm saying is, you look at.
Apart too.
You think they would? Did they go
That's
full
it.
kill?
All kill goes.
Was their build really full kill? I thought it was just like they had. I thought it was just the Ulfs and the Yeti that were like the big damage doers, and then everybody else just kind of.
I don't remember what the
Berserkers are usually put
like,
pile on because they have jump up.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. So like Trip's entire team to me, just like basically, it's all, with the exception of maybe one or two players, is just built to eliminate you, which is weird. But that's I'm mixed on that because on one end I want to see Golden Discipline get their comeuppance. You know what I mean? For all of the shit that they've done
Their comeuppance is come.
You know,
it's gotta come.
But
3 seasons of this, no, it's gotta come. Sorry, Trip.
but
dude,
I
you've
also
been running that line too long.
But if Golden Discipline takes a chunk out of the tower of BCPH, I do play BCPH the next week.
So you'd be happy either way.
So I wouldn't be sorry to see.
I don't know if you guys are aware of how much I've been hating on Strong Arm, but my thrower just rolled double 3s.
Ooh, have you been hating on Strong Arm?
Yeah, I'm against Strong Arm on Wood Elf Thrower at this point.
Why?
Because you don't really need it. Like,
you don't. No, you're right.
Wait, Rez plays? No, you don't need it.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Because all it does is if you have the. Well, the accurate will take you to what a long bomb becomes 50%.
Well, I have AG5 already too.
Oh, you see, that's where you don't. No, that's where you kind of don't. Because in long bomb is 67, and then he's got accurate already. No, he doesn't have accurate. But instead of strong arm, you could just you could take accurate, and then that'll cost you less on TV.
Yeah,
is what you're saying.
Well, that's exactly it. Because Bentard had strong arm, and it repeatedly caused an issue with my TV. Like, you wouldn't think 10 TV would be that much of an issue, but it would get up that high.
Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah, if you've got AG5,
I wish I would have killed him.
You really don't need the strong arm.
Yeah, I'm torn between accurate and leader.
Leader's just nice because now it opens up a 30 TV for the future, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, if you would ever consider getting the 4 rerolls, or are they just going to be below? But the way you roll dice, I think you'll make use of it.
Having more rerolls is always good, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna jump off. I gotta go deal with my stinky kid. So.
This is fun, guys.
Good game, man. Thanks for calling it, Jess.
Hey,
yeah, my pleasure. All right, see you guys later. Thanks everybody for tuning in.
Well, thanks, Justy.
Yes, sir. My pleasure. See you guys.